Want to see a playful panda doing everything it can to steal the spotlight? Or take a wild ride with an orangutan behind the wheel? How about a musical performance by a group of otters? If that sounds fun, you're in for a treat. Watch this video till the end. Today, I'm showing you some of the most unbelievable and hilarious zoo moments ever caught on camera. Let's jump in. Young musicians. No matter how interesting a zoo is, you can't usually hear anything but animals mooing, howling, or barking. In such an environment, you can go crazy, especially if you're an animal that's there. So why not break it all up with a nice tune? Just give us an electric keyboard and we'll do everything for you. These must have been the thoughts of the otters in this video at that moment, because I can't explain their insane love for the musical instrument any other way. It's interesting that all these individuals participate in playing the keyboard at once. Each one contributes and makes its own unique sound. What do you think of the composition? I think it's pretty good. The animals definitely have potential. And if now you think that playing a musical instrument is the most difficult thing that only animals can do, then you haven't seen this incredible orangutan yet. The ape got into a golf cart, took the wheel, and hit the gas, taking a trip around the neighborhood. Did you expect these creatures to be able to do something like that? I've heard of their intelligence, but to be able to do something like that, that's something new. Playful Panda. Now let's move on to the videos, and first of all, let's look at this playful panda. The animal was in an enclosure, the walls of which had a strange color. From afar, it may seem that it's some kind of grating, and the panda, apparently, thought exactly the same. It started touching it, trying to pull it towards it, and quite by accident, the animal opened the door. Well, or people did it for security reasons, I don't know. The main thing is that the panda forced a person to come to visit it. The beauty really wanted to play, and just look how tightly it grabbed the leg of the zoo worker. I think all the visitors at that moment realized that the animal was just looking for someone to have fun with. Then, by the way, when the man left the panda alone, it immediately realized and found another way to attract attention to itself. It grabbed the mop and tried to hold it. Unusual couple. This footage comes to us straight from the Netherlands, the Burger Zoo. The employees of this place, who came to the park early in the morning, witnessed an incredibly rare friendship between a turtle and a giant manatee. Moreover, this alliance became even more questionable when everyone remembered the aggressive temperament of the turtle. They tried to set it up with lots of animals, and every time it responded negatively. Maybe it just needed to befriend someone different, someone big and yet rare. I wonder how old this manatee was. By the way, did you know that it's impossible to determine the exact age of these animals during their lifetime? You can only guess it. It'll be possible to find out only after the death of the animal, only when people have access to the ears and the number of rings that are formed on them. Previously, probably, no one could even think that its age is calculated in this way. Scientists used to think that manatees had a hole in their backs like whales, but that turned out to be a mistaken belief. This animal breathes through its nostrils when it comes to the surface. When it dives, the manatee can close them to keep water out. Awkward moment. This picture was sent to us by a subscriber. He said he took it in 2019 when he and his friends went to the zoo in London. The shot shows surprised children who don't understand what's going on, and two hippos that have their own very important things to do. This moment is quite awkward, but at the same time interesting and in a way unique. It's not every day the animals will do this right in front of people. Fair exchange. Don't be too quick to stop marveling at apes and their capabilities. I'm going to tell you something else that will shock everyone. In one of the local zoos, primates have formed a full-fledged jail, a real criminal gang that steals items from the zoo visitors. The essence of their activity is very simple. The apes steal everything in sight: glasses, bags, phones, and then wait for ransom. Of course, these creatures do not need money. They only want something more valuable to them, only sometimes that can be eaten. A banana, for example, will be more useful than ever, although sometimes it still does not suit some individuals. In short, people look for apes with their object and throw them food. If it suits the primate, then it will gladly accept such barter terms and return the stolen stuff. Hello everyone. Meanwhile, I've been asked to tell you that the bears say hello. You don't believe me? Well, just take a look at this footage. Who else will say that bears are aggressive and mean to people? I think it's all lies, or a result of bad attitude towards the animals. If you get along with them, they'll wave with their paws at you, not greet you with a terrible and frightening scream. It knows fashion. It's primates again. I'm sorry. I can't help but show you this video, because this orangutan has once again blown my mind. The primate met a man in a very nice jacket and couldn't pass him by. It spent a long time looking at it from different angles, touching it. In general, with all its appearance, it tried to make it clear that it liked this clothes very much. At one point, a friend of the main character of the video gave him a clue. He said, "Take it off. Let's see what happens next." The guy listened to his friend, and this is what came of it. The orangutan almost immediately put on this jacket and looked 10 times better. You know, it seems that the primate should now say, "I also need your boots and your motorcycle." You're looking for a problem. While an ape needs quite a lot to be cool, a kangaroo relies only on itself and its innate strength. In this video, the legendary Australian animal wanted to clash with a human in an equal fight to see who would be stronger. Except that the girl herself, the author of the video, and a mother of a small child knew that she couldn't win this battle. She just walked around and filmed the kangaroo's attempts to get to her. It was cute to hear the cries of her daughter, who kept saying, "Mom, be careful, don't get too close." But still, back to the point of the video. What do you think of the kangaroo and its size? Would you defeat the animal in an equal battle? Write in the comments. Catch a kiss. In fact, not only land creatures, like the kangaroo, but also many sea creatures are of great interest. Here, for example, is the encounter of a little girl with a huge walrus, which will be remembered forever. After all, during it, the walrus blew a kiss to the little girl. It was very original and cute, don't you agree? Speaking of walruses, did you know that during the dive, they can slow down their heart rate? To withstand low temperatures in this case, they're helped by a large layer of subcutaneous fat, which is a good thermal insulator. Also, one of the more obvious invisible ones, walruses have a tusk, or rather 2 tusks at once. They can reach 3.2 feet in length and weigh more than 11 pounds. They're often used for fighting for this reason. Females regularly pay attention to them and prefer to be with the male that has the larger tusk. But don't think that walruses are very simple and not at all intelligent creatures. Here's an interesting fact that says that this is not the case. At the edges of the rookeries of these creatures, you can almost always spot a sentinel walrus. Its duties include patrolling the area. If it suddenly notices something wrong, the sentinel walrus immediately informs its group with a loud roar. After this signal, the whole herd rushes into the water. Would stupid creatures be capable of creating such a system? Real babies. Also, if you think that only our children behave very naively, absurdly, or simply amusingly, you are very much mistaken. Bear cubs are also very mischievous. One of the bears was walking around and found this strange object. It looked like a bear, but the animal knew it wasn't real. Nevertheless, it did not prevent it from sitting down on it and resting. It's not every day you find something so interesting, and then, as it usually happens, just when it found the perfect pose, it was disturbed by its congener. Another young bear came up and started trying to pull its friend down. It wanted to rest here too. In the end, they fell on the thing and couldn't get it back up. Capybara. Capybaras are quite interesting animals that live in groups all the time. They have between 10 and 40 individuals in their family, with one dominant male, many females, subordinate males, and babies. Although no, wait, I forgot another important member of the capybara family from a Malaysian zoo. They're the local public's favorite cat, lives with them all the time. The park employees have no idea how the animals took it under their wings, but they did. By the way, do you want some interesting facts about capybaras? These creatures can sleep in water. Can you believe it? Capybaras have partially webbed feet, which makes them excellent swimmers. Their eyes, ears, and nostrils are located on the top of their heads, like in hippos, which allows them to keep their head above the surface of the water while swimming to breathe and keep an eye out for predators. They also run very fast, reaching speeds of up to 22 miles per hour, and this is despite the fact that the weight of capybaras can be equal to that of ours. They weigh between 77 to 143 pounds. That's all, guys. Which zoo moment left you the most surprised? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear what caught your eye.